Hello there. This is going to be an endeavor that I have thought about at some point, but I haven't really gotten the courage to attempt until now. And that is, I'm going to recreate the entirety of Walt Disney World in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And when I say Walt Disney World, I don't just mean Magic Kingdom, I don't just mean one park, I mean, at least right now, all four parks, which would be Disney's Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, which are four parks all in their own right, using the new scenario editors and tools in RCT2. I can make a park that would be so incredibly large land-wise that I could probably fit all four parks in one map. And doing that is going to be difficult, but we'll take it one step at a time. So we're just going to get right into it because we have no time to waste. I'm going to speed through. I'm going to add everything. So, and I should be able to add, because I think the limit is 2047. I should be able to add every single thing imaginable to my ride list and shop list here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's got to be there has got to be a faster way to do this. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to do this really quick. Oh, do that really quick, and I'll be back. Okay, I selected every single ride, every single scenery, every single path type, every single entrance type, which doesn't even... Which I won't even be able to use all of them, but who cares anyway. I selected every single type of ground, every single type of edge. Water you can only select one of, and I only need one. I don't think there's anywhere in Disney World that uses green water or orange water. Let's see here. The climate. Now, Disney World's in Central Florida, and if you know anything about Central Florida, it is hot and wet all the time. What do we have right now? Let's see. Warm. We want... Well, I guess it's not dry. That's for sure. It's not cool. It is wet, but it's not cool. It's definitely not cold. I guess, okay, we're going to stick with warm. That's fine. We will select every single type of music. And I'm guessing this is where you select what type of costume people you want, which we're going to use every single one. All peeps, that's good. All right, moving on. Landscape editor. This is the part that's going to require the most setup, I believe. So this is the normal size of a park in Roller Coaster Tycoon, I believe, 148 by 148, or I guess it could vary. I'm not sure. I haven't played normal versions of the game in so long, but using this open source version, we can do some things that are pretty wild. So we're going to change this to instead go all the way up to 999. I'm not kidding. Look at that. This world, this map, is now pretty much 1,000 tiles by 1,000 tiles. That is absolutely insane. I'm zooming all the way out, and it takes me several seconds, or a second or two, just to drag all the way across the map. That's how big this thing is. Now, if I hit generate, it'll give me random terrain styles, but, you know, I'm going to change that here in a second. But the fact is that it's as big as it possibly can be. That's the limit of the current version of OpenRCT2. So let's see, Flatland. We're going to change this to simplex noise. Now, the height map file I thought about doing, because you can apparently input a file that has predetermined height values. And I guess you could, I saw something online that says that you could take a topography or geographical file from like Google Earth or Google Apple Maps or something, and you could convert that into some sort of file that could be used in this program. So then I could take the Google Map or Apple Maps file from Central Florida or of Disney World itself and put it right here in the game. But I'm just going to create it from scratch. I'm not going to deal with that right now. So I'm not going to go to the nitty gritty of how this works because it's really not, it's only going to matter for this first episode. So basically what it does is it randomly generates hills and valleys depending on the parameters that you set. So, for example, here it gave me some slight variation in the hills, which honestly, this sea level and maximum height is not too bad, honestly, if we're talking here. And I'm going to change. I don't want random terrain. I want it to be, I guess, if we're being honest, I think. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks. Is that Disney? I think normal grass should be fine. That's what Central Florida. It'll be grass. I know it's mainly swampland that Disney World was built on. Is mainly marsh/swampland, but I think we'll be fine. If I can figure out ways to put in water here. So give me a sec. All right, messing around with the settings again. I was able to have it generate some water now. So basically the minimum land height is the lowest it can go, 29, and the maximum land height, we're actually not going to have that go up too high because most of the land was pretty flat and watery, I'm assuming. We're going to hit generate again here because I want it to kind of look like, swampland, marshland, and it's not too wet just yet, but I kind of want that to see if I can play around here a bit more. I mean, getting marginally better. What kind of trees? Let's see. All right, I did some more tweaking, and yep, I think this is probably your standard Central Florida terrain right here. I do think there should be a bit more foliage, if we're being honest. Tree to land. Okay, 50% is probably pretty dense, so I might have to take it down a bit. Actually, this is perfect. I like this. All right, we're going to keep that. And, oh, shoot. I guess before we head up to the invention list setup, we're going to, I have to plan how am I actually going to do the 4 different parks. Thankfully in the scenario editor here, I can create entrances for guests to spawn in different areas. You can do it from more than one side. Because if I had guests spawn just right here in this, let's say for example, this tiny little spot right here, and then to have them get to, let's say this is going to be like Animal Kingdom right here. If I want them to get over to Magic Kingdom all the way over here, that's an unfathomably large distance for them to traverse. The guests in the game are not that smart. Usually they can't get over there, or if they do, they're going to say, oh, I'm tired. And then you have to throw them into a puddle of water and get rid of them. Anyway, I don't want to have to deal with that. So I think I should be able to create multiple entrances for them to spawn, and then we will deal with that. Because I want to get pretty detailed into how I construct these parks. I don't just mean, place down a roller coaster that somewhat resembles Space Mountain, throw some panels on it and call it Space Mountain. I'm talking about I want to create the parking lots for the parks. I want to create the backstage areas where the cast members, the employees will be. Obviously, Roller Coaster Tycoon doesn't really expand much on the employee aspect of running a theme park. It's mainly just on the roller coasters ride management and pathfinding and whatnot. But we can we can kind of create it in a certain sense create it. So I'm gonna go that route. But anyway, let's get on with the actual entrance creation. All right, so I got each entrance for each park set up. So this tiny little building right here, this is going to be the Epcot entrance because it has all the countries and everything on here. And then over on the other side, if we go all the way over here, we have Animal Kingdom. Go all the way over here, we have Hollywood Studios. And we go all the way over here. Last but certainly not least, we have Magic Kingdom. So now I have to, I believe that in order for this to be working correctly, I need to have some land. Some land has to be owned by the park in order for me to advance to open this. So I think I'm going to start with Animal Kingdom probably, because that's going to be the easiest. It's the smallest. Well, fun fact, it's actually not the smallest. It's the largest Disney park in the world, I think, because of the safari that is there. But other than that, if you take away the safari, it's probably one of the smallest, if not the smallest. I don't know. I haven't ever been to the other parks in the other parts of the world. Who knows? So, let's see. Okay, can't. Ah, shoot. Don't want to do that. What if I started off just like this? This tiny little, sliver, and I had to build myself up from that. I had to buy everything else. Could you imagine? Oh my God, that would be insane. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the arduous process of having all of the other, because having all of the other land in this map be purchasable, I'm going to have to buy everything, and I'm going to go through the process of making sure it's all been selected like this. So give me a second. All right, there we go. That's my park. Just a little sliver of land in this vast ocean that I will have to slowly buy up. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the other entrances are going to work, because what's going to unfortunately happen is that guests are going to appear from any one of the 4 entrances, I believe. So I think what might be a problem is that, yeah. So if I am only doing Animal Kingdom first, they're going to sometimes spawn in there, but they might spawn, over here at, what is this, Epcot, and then they're going to get stuck here, and they're just going to want to leave, which might negatively impact the park immensely. So, but we'll just worry about that later. Who cares right now? So anyway, everything else can be purchased. What else do we got? So when it comes to the actual inventions, I want there to be quite a few things to uncover, but realistically, this is not going to be a huge part of the game, because most of these are just due to the sheer length of time I will be spent playing this. It's probably I'm going to end up discovering all of these within like the first few episodes, and then by the end of the playthrough, this is not going to take up that much time at all in the grand scheme of things. So I'm not really going to do much here, except maybe take a few items and put them down here like this. I don't need this right now. I don't need turtle boats. I don't care about toboggan cars. Whatever. Witchetty grub trains? Who uses these? Who honestly, when you're playing the game, who's really using some of these? I don't know. The DLC's added quite a few interesting things, if I do say so myself. So, all right, here comes some of the serious part. No money. We are actually going to play this with money because it'll be more fun. So my initial loan. Oh God. How high can I make this? I'm gonna make this my initial cash. We'll make it 100,000. All right, maximum loan is $1 million. Our initial loan will be 200,000. We're gonna have our initial cash is 100,000. Pay to enter park. Entry price is $10. It's gonna be very cheap. Walt's credit score was just unheard of before, so it's 5% interest rate on a loan of $300,000. Okay. Let's go next. Cash per guest average. People, when they go to Disney, they bring a lot of money. If you bring $50 to go to, I mean, I'm judging this based on modern day prices. So realistically, this game was released what, early 2000s, late 90s? I can't remember. Back then, maybe they brought $50 to the park. I don't know, but we'll make it 250. I think that'll be fine. 250. Guests' initial happiness. Now, in the year of our Lord, 2026, there are so many Disney adults. They already come so infatuated with Mickey Mouse that we can probably raise this to 70%. Guests' initial hunger, we'll make that'll be fine. Preferences vary by default. Yeah, there's only less intense rides. No preferences. Guests are more difficult to attract. Absolutely not. Cost to buy land. Now, I'm going to I'm going to lower this to probably something pretty low, like 50. Because with the sheer amount of land I will have to buy, I'm not going to make it so bad that it's going to make this whole playthrough just unbearable. So I'm going to keep that at 50. All right. Objective. Number of guests at a given date. Absolutely not. Have fun. Nope, we're not doing that either. We are going to be reaching a goal. Okay, perfect. 2 million it is. I was going to say I would have gone higher, but I was getting tired of holding down the mouse button. So, park rating is harder to increase and maintain. Yes, absolutely. We are going to, because getting a high park rating in the base game is so easy. So I'm just going to make that. I don't even know what this changes, but hopefully it makes it harder. Okay, park named. We're going to name this just Walt Disney World. Scenario name, I don't know, Walt's Dream, I guess. Scenario group, real parks. Details. All right, I think that's realistic. One or more object. Okay, that's whatever. Repay your loan and achieve a park value of $2 million. Where's Animal Kingdom? Oh, great. I will see you in the next installment when we actually start building the parks and everything. This is going to be great. This could take years in real life. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but I'm just doing it. Who cares?